or I ride a jeepney. These girls who are studying medicine here in my city, some they have dots here and some don't. But what is very obvious is that the clothes that you showed a while ago, those were the typical clothes that I see that these girls wear every day. So the
Yeah.
long ones with the scarf around.
Yeah.
And in the it's beautiful actually. I
Yeah.
would want to have one.
Yeah. Jed, are you able to see the Indian national flag here on the screen?
Yes, very clear.
Yeah. So this is our Indian national flag. So it's a three-color tricolor flag. And so one of my students is going to explain. One of the students, please try to explain what does this saffron color indicate. So three colors have their, I think the importance of three colors are there. Each color indicates a specific reason for choosing the colors. So can anybody read out this?
Sir, can I?
Yes, Kamal Karthik. Yes, please.
Saffron color indicates the strength and courage of the country.
Yes. And this one also read.
The right middle band indicates peace and truth. The last band is green in color. It shows fertility, growth, and
Auspiciousness.
auspiciousness of
land. So Jed, actually we have, yes, this one also read.
This Dharmachakra depicted the wheel of the law.
Yes. So here we have, this is the national flag, and each color indicates a specific value, in fact. So the saffron color indicates strength and courage of the country. And white color, in fact, indicates the peace and truth, because the peace and truth, India is a multi-linguistic, multi-religious country. Just like your country, in my country too, we have many religious people and many races are there, many languages are there. And so though we have many languages, though we have many religious people, and we live together like brothers and sisters, so that's how we maintain the peace and in our country. And whereas the last band is green in color. India's in fact, the chief occupation in India is agriculture. So almost 80% of the people living in India depend on the agricultural activities. I mean, farming. Farming is the chief activity. So green color it shows the fertility. So fertility in a sense that if the country is green, so you can get a lot of food produce. So food produce means it eradicates the poverty of the people. So we can enjoy the fertility and the growth of course, the India's growth depends on the green color. I mean the crops and auspicious of the land. So India's growth and India's sovereignty and India's fertility depending on this color, the green. That's why they have chosen the green. And the Dharma Chakra, you can see this in this flag. You can see yeah, you can see this wheel, and this particular wheel, in fact, indicates this wheel of law. Wheel of law means it indicates India is known for justice. So that's the reason for choosing these three different colors with three different reasons. In fact, I hope that you understood the reason behind our Indian national flag.
Interesting, very nice. I thought it was orange, so the correct term was saffron.
Yeah.
Very good. Now I know.
Yeah.
So the correct name of the color is saffron. All the while, before we had this video conference, I thought it was orange. So it's saffron.
Yeah. Thank you.
Saffron and orange are two different colors.
Yes, exactly. I would like to show you one more Indian holidays. Yeah. So Indian holidays, as far as Indian holidays are concerned, and in our schools, we celebrate different occasions. One of the main occasions is our Independence Day. Independence Day, every year we celebrate on August 15th as our Independence Day. And exactly on this day, a long time ago, we got the freedom from our Britishers, and for almost Britishers ruled India for 200 years. And I don't know whether your country was a colonial country or not, but India was a colonial country and it was ruled under the Britishers for almost 200 years. Finally, we got independence 1947 and on August 15th. So to mark this occasion, every year we celebrate independence. In schools, we celebrate it in a grand way. So there are many special occasions are held on that day to mark this occasion. And another important day in Indian history is Republic Day. So every year we celebrate January 26th as a Republic Day. On this day, our Indian Constitution, so Indian Constitution and the framework was actually had been come in force. So to mark this occasion again, every year we celebrate January 26th. And on this day, so international guests like prime ministers of the world are invited to witness the India's strength of military, India's strength of the different fields that we are making progress in different fields. And so on this day, you can see these kind of spectacular events in our capital, New Delhi. And another day that we celebrate at the school level is Teachers' Day. And on every September 5th, I think this day is, I think, fast approaching. September 5th is Teachers' Day here. Teachers' Day is being celebrated in India on 5th September. I don't know about your country. International Teachers' Day also there. But in India, we celebrate September 5th as a Teachers' Day. On this day, students, I think they give the gifts to the teachers and the flowers and some sort of souvenirs to the teachers to respect them on this great day. And yes, this is another day, November 14th. Children's Day is celebrated across India. You can see our late Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, or the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, and he used to love the children. So to be frank, that because of his love towards the children, Children's Day actually celebrated to mark his love and affection. So Children's Day is also a big event in our schools. On this day, many competitions are conducted and the prizes to be given, and some souvenirs and sweets also distributed to the children. And one of the biggest festivals in India is Diwali. Deepavali also it's called. And on this day, especially this is a festival for Hindus. But a multi-religious country like India, irrespective of the caste and creed and religion, everybody celebrates this festival in a grand way. And this is a religious festival associated with the Hinduism. And this festival is celebrated for actually victory of goodness over the evil. On this day, people they lit the lamps in their houses and burn the crackers. This is the spectacular scenes you can see in the cities. And so these are the major events that we witness in our country as far as the festivals are concerned.
So Deepavali is, if I'm not mistaken, Deepavali, is it correct? Deepavali is the festival of light?
Yeah, exactly. Festival of light. Yes.
And we are not a colonial country. We were in colony before by the Spanish. But that was like 300 years more than 300 years ago from now.
Yeah.
And then the Americans came, the
Mhm.
Japanese came,
Yeah.
and that's it. We all go through some stages before we get to be independent.
Yeah, definitely. It's whether it is Philippines or India, we too have the same stories, and so we went through the rough time under the colonial countries, in quite rough time. So here is the Indian food. Actually, Indian food, of course, it's a famous, world famous food, and this food it's called biryani. So have you ever tasted this authentic Indian food in your country, in your restaurants like Philippines? I think there may be some Indian restaurants where the restaurants serve the Indian authentic food. Have you ever tasted this?
Yes, I have tried biryani here in my city. We
Ah,
have a village wherein it's mostly Indian people there. How do you call that? Hindu, or how do you call people in India? But most of them
mm,
they have a village here, and some they have restaurants. So I have tasted biryani
mhm,
and the curry, the spicy curry.
mm.
So that's what they really sell here: the
Yeah,
biryani rice and the curry rice and the curry chicken.
yeah.
And I love the spicy thing.
Yeah, it's a spicy. I think Indians love to eat the spicy food. And do you like the spicy food? People in the Philippines, do they like it?
Yes, I love it. But there are some very, very spicy, like the red spicy powder.
Yeah,
But I love the spicy curry.
yeah.
I love spicy food. But sometimes when
Uh,
we order biryani, I have to say not too spicy
uh-huh.
because it might not agree with my digestion. It's gonna become hot in my stomach. But
Yeah,
I love biryani.
yeah, definitely. See, non-Indians, in fact, they struggle a lot to digest the food because they say it's a full of spiciness. We, as Indians living in this country for a long time, we get used to this sort of food. But being a Filipino, I think the people, I think other than Indians, they definitely feel a lot. I think they also struggle from the tummy upsets. I mean, in adjusting the food of India, it's really difficult for anyone. And this is a Indian breakfast items. This is a typical Indian breakfast item. This is a called idli, and this is called dosa. So this one is less oily and this one is a bit oily. In fact, these two are the most sought after items in Indian restaurants. If you go any restaurant in India, across India, from north to south and west to east, and you can find out these two items widely because people love to eat them as a breakfast. And this is the typical Indian curry. So these are the curries that looks like. So that's the presentation of from my side. And now we have a few questions from my students' side, and they are so curious to ask you a few questions regarding your country. So shall I start?
Yes, no problem.
Yeah. So students, who is going to ask the first question?
Can I?
Yes,
Sir.
Ronit, let us give the chance to Ronit.
Hello, ma'am. My name
Hi,
is Roonit. I am studying
Hello.
8th grade. My hobbies are playing games and watching TV. My life ambition is to become a IAS officer, Indian Administrative Service. Can I ask a question, ma'am?
Yes, you want to be an administrator. Wow. Yes, that's your question.
Could you please explain your educational system?
Yes, here in the Philippines, we follow the K to 12 system. Before we don't follow it, we have kinder for the young ones. We start with kinder, then grade 1, 2, 3 until grade 6. And that ends there. And then we have what we call the high school, and we call it first year, second year, third year, fourth year. That was before we adopted the K-12 system. Now we follow the K-12 system. I believe India also has K-12 system. So we have kinder, grade 1 to grade 6. And then now we have what we call the junior high school. So we call them now 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade. And then we have the senior high school, and we call them the 11th grade and the 12th grade. And 12th grade ends there in senior high school. And after senior high school, they go to college. And that's where they choose whatever degree that they want. So it's quite a long journey, but that's our system. We follow the K to 12 system in the Philippines.
Yeah. So next, any more questions?
Sir, can I?
Yes, Shruti.
Sir, can I ask?
Shruti, go ahead. Shruti.
Hello, ma'am. My name is Shruti. I'm studying 7th grade. My hobbies are reading books, watching TV, and playing games. My life ambition is to become a software engineer. Can I ask one question, ma'am?
Yes, our future software engineer. Go ahead.
How do you teach your subject interestingly?
Well, there are many ways to teach a subject like mine. So what we do first is we have what we call the theory. We sit down together in the room, and then I teach them what they have to do. Like I teach them math. Because you're a software engineer, you should know this one. We do the Ohm's law. We also do the coding. And then after we discuss, we also play Kahoot. Have you played that? We play Kahoot in the classroom. It's our form of quiz. Then after we play Kahoot, I let my students go to the laboratory. And then that's the time they do all those soldering iron things. They program their own work. And then after that, I want them to record themselves. They go get their cell phone or they go get their computer. They record themselves. And then they do all kinds of things. They do editing in the video because that's how they explain what they did. That's how interesting we do. We do Kahoot. They do video recording. And then we all sit down together again after that. And then we watch the videos of this student, and the students, their classmates, they try to make a comment on the video and the comment of their work. So my students innovate. They make their own lamp dimmer. They make their own design. That's how interesting it is. And then we have a day of performance where all of us sit down and then we listen to their performance. Just like now, we listen to what they have prepared for all of us. And I believe they find it exciting and challenging, and some of them get nervous. But they learn how to speak and they learn how to perform. So that's it. Software engineer.
Yeah.
Did I answer your question?
Samira. Samira.
Okay, sir. Hello, ma'am. My name is Samira Khanam. I am studying 7th grade. My hobby is reading books, playing games, and watching TV. My life ambition is to become a doctor.
Samira, your
I
voice
want
is breaking.
to ask a question. Can I ask?
Samira, your voice
Yes,
is
our
breaking.
future
What?
doctor.
Your country.
Sir, can I ask?
Why is
let-
why
let-
is
What was the first question?
medicine so famous in your country?
Oh, Samira, you have to say it again. Well, what was that?
Why is studying medicine so famous in your country?
What's so famous in my country?
No.
Medicine.
So,
Why
sorry.
is studying medicine?
so yes, let me explain. Jade April actually, what she wants to know from is why is studying medicine is so famous
So-
in your country? Because most of the Indians, they move to your country to complete their medicine. So why is it
Yes,
so famous?
yes.
It's world famous. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know it was world famous, but there are many Indians. They come here in the city and they study medicine. Number one, because it could be, I'm not sure, but maybe it's cheaper here in my city, in my country, than studying abroad.
Yeah.
But when I asked a student from India, and I told him, after here, when you study here in Davao City, what do you get? So they have a good place in studying because they could be interns here in the city in the different hospitals. The school there in India can have a partner with a hospital here in my city. Studying here is cheaper than other countries, and they could have a hands-on, like an internship in the hospital, and they are given a hands-on experience with the patient. They also have, the city is also accommodating with their community, because if students from India come here, the city government gives them a place where they can stay. They have a place to stay. They have their own ride, commute. They have their own ride, transportation. This transportation brings them from their apartment to the hospital back and forth. And Davao City is a good place to study because it's safe here, not much traffic, and at the same time, as I said, it's quite cheaper to study here in Davao City, but at the same time, the students can really learn because they could really interact with the patient, and they could observe how the doctors do this thing in the hospital. However, I asked also one Indian student, after studying here in the Philippines, they have to go back to India, and that's where they are going to take their exam. I think it's a board exam. And I was told that they can get their specialty. I'm not quite sure how you say that. So they're all interns, right? Then when they pass the board exam, their grade in the board exam is that is where they will determine what you get as your specialty. For example, you can become an OB-GYN, an anesthesiologist, a surgeon. So if you have a grade, like say higher than 90%, then maybe you could become a surgeon. But if that's below 90%, then you have to choose another specialization. That's what it was explained to me when I talked to a student from India.
Yeah.
I hope that you could come here and study and look for me, and I will visit you. There are hospitals here that are very accommodating with our students from India.
Yeah. So students, I think
Sir, can I ask, sir?
students, let me tell you. Let me tell you one thing. Let me tell you one thing. If you want to aspire to become doctors, in case you fail to get the medicine seat in India, so the best destination for completion of medicine is Philippines. So Jade April is there. So she is going to guide you if at all you want to visit her country, and you can complete your medicine and come back India, and you can practice this doctor profession in India. So best destination is for medicine is Philippines, no doubt about it. And Jade April, actually, I have one question for you. Besides the Indian population or Indian origin, and is there any other nationalities that visit your country to pursue the medicine?
So far, none. It's only India who comes here to study medicine.
Okay.
Before they were Koreans, but they study English here. And that was like few years ago, 5 to 6 years, 10 years ago. But then they stopped coming. And after that, I think in the year 2012, 2013, students from India came here in the Philippines, in the city, and they study here.
Okay.
But until now, even the pandemic time, they're still here. They're still studying.
April, sorry to interrupt you. Actually, I am trying a free version, in fact. So could you please reconnect again and for a few minutes? Yes, students, please reconnect because we are, I think we are going to lose the connection with our guest teacher. I request you again, and so that we can we can proceed this session for a few minutes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.